Most people are aware of the dangers of asbestos. And I think that people feel that this kind of outrage can't happen again. But it can, and it is, with soy. Soy is protected by governments and by the manufacturers, particularly Monsanto Chemical Company, which has millions, hundreds of millions of acres of soy growing in the United States. They have to find a market for it, so they are lying about its benefits. There is no benefit to soy whatsoever. It is a goitrogen, which means that it wrecks the thyroid gland. And if people take soy for too long, their thyroid glands will never come back. This is absolutely the truth. I have all of that evidence in my book. Further, although soy is highly recommended by doctors for women to eat in order to strengthen their bones, the truth is that it's filled with phytic acid, and phytic acid leaches calcium out of the bones. And this is the most tragic of all, if you give it to babies, you can wreck their health. Several years ago, I was invited to be on the news on Channel 7 talking about soy. And when I did that, it unleashed a torrent of replies. I got hundreds, no, really thousands of calls and emails from people who had been damaged horribly by this, what I call, abominable bean. The worst were the calls from mothers of babies whose health had been destroyed. One woman told me that her doctor told her to drink lots of soy milk during her pregnancy for her bones. So she did. And when she was doing that, she didn't understand that she was bathing her male fetus in female hormones, because soy is filled with plant estrogen. When the baby was born, the mother's hormones had been so ruined that she couldn't breastfeed. So she went back to the same doctor, and he said, give the baby soy milk. So she did. So the baby got the double whammy of the soy in the uterus and the soy in the bottle. And tragically, this little boy never developed as a male. His genitalia did not develop, but breasts did, because of all the female hormones. So, needless to say, he was teased mercilessly in school. He refused to go to school until he had a double mastectomy, all because of soy. Now, by the time this woman phoned me, this family of vegetarians had been on soy milk for 21 years, and her son had another pair of big female breasts, and he didn't have the money to have another double mastectomy. Needless to say, the whole family was furious, as was I. I was livid. Then I got calls from women whose little girls had similar problems. Bathing the fetus in a female hormone is a terrible, terrible thing to do. This little girl that the woman called me about started menstruating because of these hormones when she was 4 years old. She got little breasts and she got hair under her arms. The woman was beside herself, and when she took her baby to the doctor who had recommended soy, he said, when she suggested it could be the soy, he said, "Oh, don't be stupid. We'll have to give the child birth control pills to settle down her hormones." Now, this kind of thing is unacceptable, and it's got to be stopped. Someone has to stop it. Soy is everywhere. It's in most breads. It's in practically all packaged bottled foods because it's heavy and it weighs a lot, and they can make more money off of it. So it's everywhere, and it's not necessarily on the label. So buying any kind of processed food is very, very dangerous. You have no way of knowing what's in it. The government doesn't make them divulge the ingredients. It's a shock. It makes me really angry because I'm constantly fielding phone calls and emails from people who have been horribly damaged by this dreadful bean. The multinationals who push soy claim that the Asians prove that it's really, really good for us. Look how healthy the Asians are, and they eat tons of soy. Well, it's a giant lie. The truth is that the Asians never, ever ate soy because they knew it was unhealthful. They used it for a rotation crop to fix nitrogen in the soil. It worked beautifully for that. Then they decided that they wanted to figure out a way to make it healthy for people to eat. So they experimented with fermenting it for 5 years, and they discovered that they were able to remove most of the poisons from the soy by fermentation. Most is the operative word here, because there's still one left in the Asian version of soy that's really deadly. It's the poison that removes the B12 from the body. Now, this is really serious because a lot of vegetarians rely upon soy as their protein. They're not getting it. Their bodies are being ravaged by the lack of vitamin B. You see, in Asia, when they eat soy, they only eat it in very small amounts, and they combine it with meat, fish, or chicken. That puts the B12 back into their bodies that the soy has stripped. But can you imagine the big companies in the Western world taking 5 years to ferment the soy? Fat chance. It goes straight from the field to the aluminum holding tanks to your kitchen, and it will kill you if you eat a lot of it, and especially if you drink soy milk. It's a real killer.